Good evening, my fellow Darklings, and welcome to The Supernatural Dish. I'm Kimmy Chameleon, contributing writer over at Dark Media. Well, the holidays are finally over, and now we can get back to what's really important: supernatural. The opening of this episode, called Road Trip, shows Dean ceremoniously burning the body of our sweet little prophet, Kevin Tran. And this death really stings. It stings a lot. And Dean is so upset that he friggin' flips out after he burns his body. He goes back to the Men of Letters headquarters and he just kind of Nick Cage rages out. Rah! He friggin' flips tables and starts throwing crap around and goes all ballistic and just totally flips out. And Cass arrives and he's like, dude, what's going on? And he really didn't really want to know. You don't want to know when somebody's really pissed off at that moment. But Cass kind of suggests to Dean that in order to get back on track, because now he's an angel again, but he doesn't have any wings, but he sort of suggests that the way that they can get past all of this is hack into Sam's head and find out which angel is actually possessing him, because, it's not Ezekiel, it's somebody else, and they don't really know who. So they need to get inside of Sam's head and get him to expel the angel. And really, the only person that can help them is the beast himself, Crowley. Crowley, the self-proclaimed king of hell. Oh, this excites me. Even though it pains Dean to ask Crowley for help, he does it. Of course he does it. Is there anything Dean wouldn't do for his little brother? No. Okay, so now you know that Crowley is just so giddy inside at this request. Ugh. And he agrees to help locate and crack into Sam in exchange for a road trip. And of course, Dean agrees. Lacking his precious Impala, Dean figures out that they don't really have a car, but Cass has a solution. Yeah, Cass, well, it looks like he picked up himself an old 70s Cadillac, totally pimped out with the whole hydraulics and everything. Good choice, Cass. Good choice. So they get into this pimp mobile, and Crowley has them headed for NSA government facility, where we meet an undercover demon that works there named Cecily. And basically Crowley goes to her and she agrees to help them track down Sam by finding where the Impala has been last, and also explains to Crowley that she is helping him because she wants to get on his good side, but she still wants to stay on Abaddon's good side too, because she's smart, she's gonna play both sides. And Crowley's well, probably thinking, yeah, I don't blame you either. So she admits that, and she also admits that she kind of has an angel crush on Cass. I mean, who doesn't? She even refers to him as Captain Sexy. I like that. It has a nice ring to it. Captain Sexy. That suits Cass. I'm gonna call him Captain Sexy too. Yeah, that Captain Sexton. Yeah, and I got you, girl. Yeah, he is Captain Sexy. Just as I start bonding with this adorable little demon chick, which rarely ever gets to happen on this show, let's face it, the guys take off to go and find, you know, the whereabouts of where Sam is, because she told him, you know, he's off here in Philadelphia, I think it was. And they take off, and just as they take off, somebody shows up. Abaddon. She just appears, and she comes over, and she's like, whose side are you on? And she's like, I'm on both sides. And she tells them, you know, this is where they went. And Abaddon kills her. That sucks, because I really liked her. She was really cool. Bye. So where is Sam? Well, Sam right now is actually the angel Gadriel. And we find out he's this angel who originally let Lucifer out into the Garden of Eden from way back when. And, you know, he's kind of the fall guy, the guy who's blamed for every single bad thing that has ever happened, ever, you know, ever. Anyways, Gad is still doing Metatron's dirty work by killing angels for him. And Crowley, Cass, and Dean eventually catch up to him, and they proceed to tie him up. Gad tells them that he has put Sam into a dream where he's working a case that involves ghouls and cheerleaders, typical stuff you might find them working on a case with that would be of high interest to distract him from things. Nothing like ghouls and cheerleaders. Good one, Gad. You're good. But Gad refuses to tell them who he is. He won't tell them his name. And so Crowley knows how to get in there, and he basically pokes these like steel rods into Sam's head. Like all these rods, you know, straight into his head. Becomes like a Sam kebab. Shishka Sam. Shishka Sam. Yeah, that's a good one. So Crowley tweaks the rods until a catatonic chanting comes from Gad, and he kind of reveals his name. And at this point, Crowley convinces Dean that it would be a good idea to let him possess Sam so he can enter Sam's mind and get in there and explain to him what's going on and tell him there's this angel possessing you. I'm in here too. And, you know, Dean thinks about it, and he lets him. Against his better judgment, he lets him. He lets Crowley go and get into Sam's head. That's weird. I don't know how he's going to feel about that. We'll find out. Crowley jumps into Sam, armed with a secret code word that Dean gave him, Poughkeepsie. I guess that's like some word that they'll use to know that, listen up, this is for real. And he gets in there and he convinces Sam that he's possessed and not really chasing ghouls and cheerleaders. And Gad shows up just as he's trying to convince him this, and he starts a fight, and a big battle ensues between Crowley and Gad and Sam, and they all start fighting. And long story short, Sam casts out the evil angel while the demon is sitting there too, Crowley. It's weird. There's heaven and earth and angels and demons inside poor little Sam. So the angel Gad has been cast out, and he goes back to his original vessel, which is hanging out with Metatron. And Crowley jumps out of him too, and he gets back into his original vessel. And it's just in time, because right then they hear Abaddon. She's coming, and the shaking, and oh my God, she's coming. And so Crowley says, take off, boys. I'll take care of this. I have my freedom now. You guys are gonna let me free because I did these good things for you. So just take off, and I'm gonna handle this. And so they do. They take off. And there's Crowley, and in walks Abaddon, and Crowley's like, hey, you know, what's up? And, well, he didn't really say that, but kind of. And then, so they start discussing, you know, who the leader is, and, you know, she wants to start a fight. She's picking a fight, and you know, Crowley's not going to have any of it. He says, no, this is a campaign. This is between, this is a choice that's up to all of the demons. This isn't just you. They have a choice, and I'm gonna run a campaign. I vote for Crowley. He's nicer. That's weird to say. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So just as you think you're going to prepare yourself for some demon on demon battle between Abaddon and Crowley, it doesn't happen. There's no corn to pop. That's not going to happen because Crowley knows this is a campaign, and he's going to convince everyone to come to his side. Good for you, Crowley. Oh, so Sammy's back. He's back. He's fully aware of himself, and it's time for Dean to face the music. It's time for him to deal with the consequences of letting a rogue angel and a demon, Crowley, possess him willingly. And Sam, you know, he's understandably pissed. He's pissed off at Dean, and, you know, they kind of argue a little bit, but, you know, Dean realizes Sammy, you know, probably really needs some space, and, you know, says his little piece, but decides that, you know, he's going to give some space, take off, because he really wants to go and kick that rogue angel's butt, Gad, and, you know, get some revenge for killing Kevin Tran, because that's not on Sam. That's kind of on Dean, you know, but not, I don't know. It's so confusing. Sad. Guilt sucks. Anyway, so Dean takes off, and there's Sammy just sort of stewing there, like, I don't know. That was weird, you know. I was possessed, and my brother, I was ready to die, and my brother just let me live. Oh, God, how terrible. Jeez. So that's where we're left off. Boys angry with each other, but, you know, they're gonna get back together. They always do. It's gonna be fine. They'll work it out. It's nothing they haven't done to each other before. I think they've done worse, but whatever. So it's gonna be fine. Get over it. Why didn't you guys, like, hug it out or give each other a kiss or something? I don't know. Thank you, my darklings, for joining me for another episode of The Supernatural Dish. It was fun recapping this week's episode, and I really look forward to seeing you next week. You can find me over at Dark Media. We have a Twitter, we have Facebook, we have all kinds of places for you to find us. So for the latest in dark and spooky entertainment, go ahead and give us a visit. Good night.